Comparative and superlative adjectives. Learning English can be both exciting and challenging. One of the keys to mastering the language is understanding how to use comparative and superlative adjectives. These special words help us compare and contrast things, making our conversations and writing more interesting. In this article, we'll explore what comparative and superlative adjectives are, how to use them correctly, and provide some examples to help you become a pro in no time. What are comparative and superlative adjectives? Adjectives are words that describe nouns. They tell us more about the qualities of the things they refer to. Comparative and superlative adjectives are used when we want to compare two or more things. Comparative adjectives. Comparative adjectives are used to compare two things. We use them when we want to say that one thing has more or less of a quality than another. Superlative adjectives. Superlative adjectives are used to compare three or more things. They help us express that one thing has the most or the least of a certain quality compared to others. How to form comparative and superlative adjectives. Forming comparative and superlative adjectives is easy once you understand the basic rules. Comparative adjectives. For most adjectives, add "er" to the end of the adjective to form the comparative. For example, big becomes bigger. If the adjective ends in "e", just add "r". For example, nice becomes nicer. If the adjective has one syllable and ends in a consonant-vowel-consonant pattern, double the final consonant before adding "er". For example, big becomes bigger. For some adjectives like good, bad, and far, use better, worse, and farther or further instead of adding "er". Superlative adjectives. For most adjectives, add "est" to the end of the adjective to form the superlative. For example, big becomes biggest. If the adjective ends in "e", just add "ist". For example, nice becomes nicest. If the adjective has one syllable and ends in a consonant-vowel-consonant pattern, double the final consonant before adding "est". For example, big becomes biggest. For some adjectives like good, bad, and far, use best, worst, and farthest or furthest instead of adding "ist". Comparative adjectives. The blue whale is larger than the dolphin. My house is cleaner than yours. Jane is smarter than Mark. Today is hotter than yesterday. Superlative adjectives. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world. The cheetah is the fastest land animal. Antarctica is the coldest continent. This is the best pizza I've ever tasted. When to use comparative and superlative adjectives. Now that we know how to form comparative and superlative adjectives, let's understand when to use them. Comparative adjectives. Use comparative adjectives when you are comparing two things. Example: my cat is smaller than your dog. Superlative adjectives. Use superlative adjectives when you are comparing three or more things. Example: Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. Irregular adjectives. Some adjectives don't follow the usual rules for forming comparatives and superlatives. They have irregular forms that you need to memorize. Good, better, comparative, best, superlative, bad, worse, comparative, worst, superlative, far, farther, further, comparative, farthest, furthest, superlative. Practice using comparative and superlative adjectives. Cats are smaller than dogs. Dogs are bigger than cats. The sun is hotter than the moon. The moon is cooler than the sun. Elephants are larger than mice. Mice are smaller than elephants. Winter is colder than summer. Summer is hotter than winter. My house is cleaner than yours. Your room is messier than mine. Apples are healthier than candy. Candy is sweeter than apples. Lions are faster than turtles. Turtles are slower than lions. Jane is taller than Mark. Mark is shorter than Jane. Roses are more beautiful than daisies. Daisies are less beautiful than roses. The book is more interesting than the movie. The movie is less interesting than the book. English is easier than French. French is harder than English. The mountain is higher than the hill. The hill is lower than the mountain. My sister is older than me. I am younger than my sister. Coffee is stronger than tea. Tea is weaker than coffee. The ocean is deeper than the lake. The lake is shallower than the ocean. Penguins are fatter than flamingos. Flamingos are thinner than penguins. The city is busier than the countryside. The countryside is quieter than the city. Dolphins are smarter than goldfish. Goldfish are less intelligent than dolphins. Basketball is more exciting than golf. Golf is less exciting than basketball. The desert is drier than the rainforest. The rainforest is wetter than the desert. Monkeys are livelier than sloths. Sloths are lazier than monkeys. Summer days are longer than winter days. Winter nights are shorter than summer nights. Roses are redder than violets. Violets are bluer than roses. The laptop is newer than the desktop. The desktop is older than the laptop. Soccer is more popular than rugby. Rugby is less popular than soccer. Penguins are better swimmers than ostriches. Ostriches are worse swimmers than penguins. My backpack is heavier than yours. Your bag is lighter than mine. The skyscraper is taller than the house. The house is shorter than the skyscraper. The tiger is fiercer than the lion. The lion is gentler than the tiger. Music is louder than silence. Silence is quieter than music. The whale is bigger than the dolphin. The dolphin is smaller than the whale. Ice cream is tastier than broccoli. Broccoli is healthier than ice cream. Elephants are stronger than ants. Ants are weaker than elephants. The beach is sandier than the forest. The forest is leafier than the beach. The car is faster than the bicycle. The bicycle is slower than the car. The tiger is the strongest animal in the jungle. The rabbit is the weakest animal in the jungle. Winter is the coldest season of the year. Summer is the hottest season of the year. The library is the quietest place in town. The playground is the noisiest place in town. The marathon is the longest race. The sprint is the shortest race. The elephant is the biggest land animal. The mouse is the smallest land animal. The eagle is the fastest bird. The penguin is the slowest bird. The sun is the brightest star. The moon is the dimmest star. Antarctica is the coldest continent. Africa is the hottest continent. My cat is the laziest pet. My dog is the most energetic pet. English is the most spoken language in the world. Chinese is the second most spoken language in the world. The mountain is the highest point. The valley is the lowest point. The tulip is the prettiest flower. The dandelion is the ugliest flower. The tortoise is the slowest reptile. The cheetah is the fastest mammal. The giraffe is the tallest mammal. The mouse is the smallest mammal. The elephant is the heaviest land mammal. The blue whale is the largest mammal. Practice makes perfect. Keep using comparative and superlative adjectives to improve your English skills. Understanding comparative and superlative adjectives is essential for mastering English. By following the simple rules and practicing with examples, you can improve your language skills and express yourself more clearly. Remember to use comparative adjectives when comparing two things and superlative adjectives when comparing three or more things. With time and practice, you'll become confident in using these adjectives correctly and effectively in your conversations and writing. Keep learning and exploring, and soon you'll be a pro at using comparative and superlative adjectives in English.